Hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back. And oh man, what are we doing today? We are doing a pellet grill review. This is new for 2021 from Z Grills. You know, I've got a 2020 Z Grills right there. So Z Grills asked me, they said, hey, would you mind reviewing? We've got a brand new model for this year. This is their 700 series. It stands for 700 square inches. So this is not this is a good size pellet grill. This is gonna give you a lot of space on the interior, folks. We're talking a couple briskets, we're talking a couple butts, we're talking about a couple chickens. And what's great about this is a very affordable pellet grill, folks. That's what I like about the Z Grills brand. They build them solid, they put some nice features into them, and they make them affordable for you. So I tell you what, we're gonna go through this pellet grill today. We're going to show you some of the new stuff. We're going to focus on the new stuff, but we're also going to go back through some of the solid stuff that Z Grills does to make this a long-lasting, user-friendly pellet grill. All right, so one of the biggest improvements in the 2021 model is this controller right here, folks. And this is a PID controller. You're saying, well, what does PID mean? What PID means is that it gives feedback from the temp probe that's in your pellet grill. So there's our, it's called an RTD probe, but that's your temp probe. And that goes right back to here. So when you open this up, like I got it right now, as she starts cooling down, that tells this, hey, if I got set at 225, it says, hey, I need pellets. So it starts feeding pellets to try and maintain that 225. And it does a very nice job of that. And that's the great thing about PIDs, is that it knows what the temperature is outside and makes adjustments. Now the older style model, right there, it worked and it worked just fine. It's just that it's not PID. So its temperature control can sometimes be off by as much as 20 degrees. With a PID controller, like this one, it dials it in. You know, the manufacturers say within 10 degrees. A lot of times it's plus or minus 5 degrees. So, you know, we're gonna run this through all its trials. You're gonna get to see a whole bunch of videos on it, and we're gonna see how it does. Another big improvement right here is that they've got 2 temp probes. And they give you 2 temp probes with this, as opposed to the older model didn't have any temp probe. So that's really nice. I know a lot of people talked about that they were missing that. Also, they've got an instant feed button there. So if you're going through and you want to bump the temp up real quick and you want to help it out a little bit, give it a quick blast of pellets, you can press the feed button and it will start up that auger and give you a quick feed of pellets. That's another thing. And a lot of pellet grills don't have that option. I like that option. It's a real quick way of giving it a real quick feed. They've also have installed a little viewer window there so you can see when your pellets are getting low. This is a 24-pound hopper, so this is gonna go all night, no problem, folks. You can put that brisket on, those pork butts on at 8 o'clock and go out in the morning at 8 a.m. and you're still gonna have pellets left. This is works very, very well. Now, if you're looking in there and you're saying that's your auger in there, so that's what takes your pellets to the burn pot. You've got a hole right there, and if you can see that, that is another new option they've done this year, and they've given you a pellet cleanout. So say you're cooking with oak pellets and you want to switch to hickory pellets. It's just a matter of loosening this little thumb screw up a little bit. You put a bucket down below, and then you open this up, and your pellets come out. Easy change. Now that's something they've never had before on the Z Grills, and it's very simplistic, and it's the way it should be. Very simplistic. Now here's a couple other things that I really like. And what they've done is they've upgraded the tires on this, and they've gone to an 8-inch rubber tire, which will, you know, if you're gonna take this from, like I'm in the garage right now, say I was taking this to the back patio, I gotta go across some sidewalk and some grass. This is gonna roll a lot nicer than some older style. You know, their older style is okay. This is gonna be better. What's also nice is that they've got casters, locking casters on the front now, so you don't have to lift it up as you had to do on the older model. So really nice little improvements that they've done here. I mean, major improvements over here with the PID and the pellet cleanout. But these little things, attention to detail is what I like about Z Grills. They just take the time to do it right. Okay, let's take a look at a couple other things. All right, a lot of people are going to ask about the shelf. I did that myself. That's something they sell. Tom Horseman at YouTube if you want to see that. But what I wanted to show you is that the older style had the square legs, and a lot of grills like to use square legs. But you know what's going to be more sturdy? Cylindrical legs. So when you've got nice round legs and you see they're at an angle, And these are they're not solid, but they have caps that are welded on the top and the bottom, and that makes it extremely rigid. Now, they did take and eliminate the bottom shelf, but to be honest with you folks, I've had bottom shelves on a lot of pellet grills, and just simply don't use them. There's, you know, it's unused space in my opinion. So I think eliminating that, in my opinion, is some people may say, oh man, I really like that, but for me, it doesn't do anything. Let's take a look at a couple other things. So folks, you know that in the land of grills, I like to keep my grills clean. And what I really like is when they put nice stuff on there to polish up, and they've got that nice chrome trim right there. I'll tell you what, oh man, when I saw that, I said, where does that go? And then when I saw where it went, I said, oh, that's gonna look nice. This is a nice looking pellet grill. And the finishes are really nice and smooth. They'll clean up really, really nice. And it just looks really slick. While we're on the hood, let's talk about the hinges. And I really like this. They really didn't change this. They got the same style from 2020, and it was a solid hinge back there that works very nice. And it's a solid hinge right now, if you're wondering what that is. Oh my gosh, I didn't clean the wax off. I like to keep my grills clean, so sorry about that. But anyway, that is a nice hinge, and a positive stops on it. Works very, very well. I'll tell you, while we're in the inside, let's take a look at the inside. All right, talked about the grates. This is your upper grate right here. Like I said, you got 700 square inches. That's grates. These are porcelain enamel coated, and they're heavy duty. So I tell you what, really, you know, they put the money where the money needs to be put, and they make it easy for you to keep clean. The porcelain enamel is very easy to keep clean, and the fact that it's round helps with keeping it clean also. All right, so next up is your drip tray. And I'll tell you what, this is simplistic, and this is the way a pellet grill should be made for a drip tray. One solid unit, nothing concave with a little slot that opens, because those are hard to keep clean. And a lot of people complain about them. Some people say, well, I just turn it off and burn it off. But these I coat, what I'll do is I'll put aluminum foil over this. And after every cook, I'll just remove the aluminum foil, and we're good to go for the next one. You don't have to worry about any sort of grease fire. Now this is angled, so it goes this way. And then what you're seeing down there is, you see there's a trough, and then there's a hole right there, and that goes to your bucket. Because when it comes to grease on low and slow, you want to get your grease out of your grill. You don't want to keep it in the grill, because that's just going to be bad, and that's going to be a fire. So this is a simplistic way of doing it, and it's the best way of doing it. All right, so next up is your heat deflector, folks. Now these things get relatively hot, and a lot of heat deflectors made by a lot of other companies don't have these reinforcing ribs. And what happens is this piece of steel will warp. And you're saying, well, what's the big deal there? Well, when it warps and doesn't sit in there properly, then the heat, if it warps up one way, all the heat will go to one side of the grill, or whatever way it warps. By putting these reinforcements on there, this is heavy duty. And I've been running, they've got the same one on the 2020 model. I've been running on that for a long time, and I've had no issues. So once again, I mean, look at that. That is heavy duty steel right there. Nice job by Z Grills. All right, so there's your stainless steel burn pot. That's where that auger goes. And what that auger does, and you can see it right in there, that's the auger right there. It augers in from the pellet hopper into here. And then that thing down there, you don't ever want to touch that hot. When it's running, that's very hot. But what that does, that's a glow plug. And that's what gets your pellets going. And these holes that you see around the exterior, there's a fan that blows air, and that's what keeps your fire going. Now the glow plug only stays on for a little bit just to get the fire. Once the fire is going, then that shuts off, and that is replaceable. But these days they make them out of ceramic, so they last a very, very long time. So once again, nice job by Z Grills. All right, folks, let's talk about hot and fast. So you're saying, okay, pellet grills don't really have a good reputation for that. But Z Grills, I'll tell you what, those people, like I said, they do some really good thinking here, and they came up with a great simplistic way. And if I were to buy any accessory, and if I'm making any suggestions to any of you who are thinking of getting this, there's one accessory you should think of, and that's this cast iron griddle grate that Z Grill sells. And this fits right over your burn pot, and that gets over 700 degrees, folks. Talk about doing a reverse sear on a steak, or doing some smash burgers on here. On a pellet grill, yeah, you can do that. And that's a simplistic way of doing that, folks. So I'll tell you what, Z Grills, good thinking on that one. All right, folks, like I said, these are affordable grills. This is a new model for 2021, and you can see it's on sale right now for $529. That's a heck of a deal for a 700 square inch PID controlled with clean out and 24-pound hopper. I tell you what, for $529, that is a good deal. All right, folks, well, there you go. There's comparison between the new 2021 700 series from Z-Grills with the 2020 700 series. I'll tell you what, folks, I just showed you the deals they got going on these things for $529. This is a heck of a pellet grill, and there's a lot going on there. The only thing I probably didn't cover was the warranty, and this does have it has a 3-year limited warranty on there. Like I said, this is the second one I've had. They both go together really nicely. If you want to watch the unboxing assembly and see how easy it went together, Tom Horseman at YouTube, I'll leave the link down below so you can see that. Folks, leave your comments and questions down below. If you have a question on this grill, feel free to ask it in comments. I'll answer it as best as I can. Go to zgrills.com. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up. And as always, take care.